What's up, YouTube? This is True Raw Entertainment, but there is nothing entertaining about what I'm about to talk about, and that is that in what is probably the worst tornado outbreak that we've seen since April of 2011, struck much of the South and lower Midwest regions of the country last night. Some 30 something tornadoes struck overnight, including one tornado which made be a record breaker. Um, Up to 100 people, at least 50 people, but experts say up to 100 people may have lost their lives last night due to severe weather. It was one of the worst tornado outbreaks we've seen, like I said before, in at least 10 years since that April 27th, 2011 record breaking uh, outbreak that we saw. But there's one particular tornado that's called the Mayfield Tornado, which may be record breaking. Reports are that radars showed imagery that debris was being lofted in the air up to 30,000 feet. That is the altitude at which airplanes fly. That's how powerful this tornado was. Um, Even though I think some people are preliminarily rating it an EF4, there's a lot of evidence to suggest that this may have been an EF5. It's if it is rated an EF5, it'll end the longest streak the United States has ever had since these things have been rated since the 1950s. It'll end the longest streak that we've had of not having an EF5. The last EF5 tornado that has struck the United States was on May 20th, 2013 in Oklahoma. That was an EF5 tornado. We hadn't seen one since. Perhaps this may end the streak. Also of note is the fact that this tornado this tornado is being called the Quad State Tornado. The fact that it struck at least four different states, and the track of this tornado seems to have occurred for at least 230 miles. If this is proven by the National Weather Service to have been one tornado and not a family of tornadoes, but one continuous tornado, it will break the record that was set by the March 1925 tri-state tornado, which killed 619 people back in March of 1925. When you take into account the fact that debris was lofted 30,000 feet into the air, when you take into account that this tornado tracked at least 230 miles, some people say it may have tracked as long as nearly 300 miles, and also take into account the fact that some radar indications show that winds may have exceeded at times 300 miles an hour with this tornado, then this may be an EF5 tornado, but experts will be able to see that when they do their evaluation. One thing has to be said, man. I know a lot of people don't like the conversation about climate change and try to make it about politics. I think that's absolute bullshit. You don't look. There's something wrong. Something is weird going on when you start having EF5 tornadoes in December. I'm not saying that we haven't had tornadoes in December and the winter months. You do. But we don't normally see them in December. Do we see them in March? Perhaps. April? Yes. May? Yes. June? Maybe. Into the summer months? Yes. The Plainfield EF5 in Illinois, that was in August. September, yeah, okay. But to see them in December, to have the type of outbreak we've had where there was numerous EF3 tornadoes, that's not normal. It's not normal at all. And people can try to make climate change a political issue when it should be a health crisis issue. This is a real thing going on. And people got to get serious about it. It's happening. Our weather is not normal anymore. And at the end of the day, people bickering about making it about something that's not, and it's just an excuse, in my opinion, to just not deal with the issue. And I think it's on both sides. So anyway, that's what I got to say about this, man. Best wishes and prayers to all of those who've been affected. The nighttime is the worst time for these things to happen because people often asleep. They aren't getting the warnings because obviously they're asleep, so they're not hearing the sirens. They're not hearing their phones or their radios go off. So they get caught, you know, in a vulnerable position, man. So, but tell me what you guys think.